Hi, I'm Dr. Neil Thompson, chiropractor at Aligned for Life, the Isle of Man's Family Wellness Clinic. And this is week 2 of Wellness Wednesday's top health tip. And this time it's all about eat more fat. Yes, you did hear me correctly, eat more fat. And I know this is contrary to a lot of what we learned in the 80s and 90s when we were told, the whole low fat, high carb diet was good for us. That was probably the worst thing we could ever have done, and is one of the main reasons why there's now so much heart disease and stroke in the world, and especially in the Western world, especially those people who followed that fad diet at the time. And there's a couple of reasons for why we should be eating more fat. And obviously, I'm referring to the good fats. Yes, there is bad fat and there's good fat, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between the two. Examples of good fat would be things like avocados, coconut oil, grass-fed butter, sesame seed oil. So coconut oil and sesame seed oil would be really good options to cook with, for example, instead of the normal sunflower oil. Vegetable oils, generally speaking, you want to keep well away from. They are considered the bad fats because they are very high in omega-6 fatty acids, which are very inflammatory to our bodies, which means A, we're going to experience more pain, and B, we're going to experience inflammation in our arteries, obviously increasing our risk of things like heart disease and stroke. And the good fats will actually help restore normal balances within our body and will ensure that we get the fuel that we need, especially for things like our brains and our nervous systems. Our brain really is just made of fat, and without these good fats, our brain actually cannot function and operate or develop like it should do. So especially important in pregnant women, that they should be consuming a lot of the good fats. Other good fats would be things like, obviously, fatty fish, so things like salmon, mackerel. But obviously we can't eat too much fish, more than 3 servings a week, because it's so full of mercury. So really what we need to be doing is taking a omega-3 fatty acid supplement, which will help give us the omega-3 fatty acids that we need, but will have had the mercury removed. So it should always, your omega-3 supplement should always say mercury-free or molecularly distilled. But those omega-3 fatty acid supplements are really crucial to ensure you get that healthy brain nervous system function, and also to reduce your risk of heart disease as well. It's also going to reduce inflammation generally throughout the body. So it'll help even with reducing joint pain. So for those people who have a lot of chronic pain, very, very important to be taking some form of omega-3 fatty acid supplement. And essentially it's because we should have an omega-3 to omega-6 ratio of 1:1. Omega-3s are anti-inflammatory, omega-6s are inflammatory. All right, so those vegetable oils packed full of omega-6s, the fish oil packed full of omega-3s. So we want to supplement with omega-3s and reduce the amount of omega-6s we're consuming in our diet. Because on average, most Westerners have about a 20:1 ratio, 20 omega-6s to 1 omega-3. We need a 1:1 ratio. So that's my top tip for this week. Next week, we're going to be looking about the damaging effects of wheat and dairy. And yes, some of it is going to shock and surprise you. So stay tuned. We'll see you then. Bye now.